What do you think your biggest expense is? Is it your house, your vehicles? How about your kids? Or often here, employees? It's none of those. It is taxes. Taxes are the major reason why most won't reach or maintain financial independence. Tax laws only seem to get more and more complicated. In fact, back in 1917, when income tax was introduced as a temporary measure to help pay for our war, the Tax Act was 10 pages long. Fast forward to today, that same document is over 3,227 pages. Even Albert Einstein once said, "The hardest thing to understand is income taxes." It is my belief if we had more access and more control of our hard-earned money instead of giving it away, we would be able to focus on what's truly important. We would focus on our careers, our health, and our relationships. This would make our communities even better. That's why I have such a passion on helping people reduce their taxes. But it's not right to tell people how to reduce their taxes. Everyone should pay their fair share. Tax the rich are comments I often hear. Do you like the way our government spends your money? I got to be crystal clear. There's a huge difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. Tax evasion is hiding income or claiming false deductions, which is illegal. However, as a Canadian, it is your right to avoid paying as much tax as legally possible. If a flat tax was introduced where everyone pays their fair share, the need for most accountants, financial planners like myself, tax lawyers, and even Revenue Canada would be all but eliminated. Until that day arrives, we're going to show you how to reduce your personal and investment taxes, and let's discuss why this is important. There are several unintended consequences that occur when taxes are increased beyond the reasonable limits. There's that financial strain, crushed dreams, feeling trapped, that is crippling small businesses. There's the lost opportunities for community development as there's a sense of injustice and frustration that's taken a toll on our mental well-being. Raising tax and excessive regulations is not the answer. Striving for a balanced and fair tax system is necessary to inspire the financial well-being, to empower dreams, to foster a sense of freedom for the dreamers and the doers, for the business owners like you and I. Tax Freedom Day, the day where you stop working for the 3 levels of government, was May 27th in 1981. Fast forward to 2023, it's now June 19th. This is pre-carbon tax. When do you think Tax Freedom Day is going to be this year and the following years? Why do I know so much about taxes? Back in 2008, I was the monkey in charge of bananas. I had an environmental engineering job. I was on the 27th floor overlooking my favorite pub. Money seemed to be coming in. I had an expense account. And then September 2008 happened. My investments dropped significantly, including the stock options that I just invested. Paying tax on money you earned and money you made sucks. Paying tax on money you lost sucks even more. I started taking my financial life seriously. I made a vow never to put myself or my loved ones in that financial situation again. I got proper financial education. I worked with the professional, and this is when I realized just how much money I was leaving on the table and that taxes are your biggest expense in life. I dove deep into the Canadian tax laws. One of the things I realized is CRA, while they're not necessarily out there to help you, they have humans working for them, and they're not the big scary giants that the media makes them out to be. If I didn't understand a certain line, I called them until I got the same answer twice, and this is when I discovered 2 very important lines that can help you. There is no better way to create tax deductions than owning a small business, and in most cases, running it from your home. Think about it. When the income tax was introduced in 1917, what were most people doing for a living? They were farmers, fishermen, mercenaries, bankers. They were business people. The Canadian tax laws and the tax systems are set up for business owners. Time to become one. If you borrow money to invest in an investment that earns income, such as interest or dividends that is outside your tax-free savings account and RSP, you can deduct the interest that you pay on the loan. This begs the question, is your primary mortgage tax deductible? Not in Canada unless you convert your mortgage debt into investment debt. This is commonly, or not so commonly, known as the Smith maneuver. The Smith maneuver is a strategy that converts non-tax deductible debt, such as your mortgage, into tax deductible debt. Any loans, such as vehicle loans, on which the interest expense is not deductible, can be and should be converted into deductible interest. This is also known as the mini Smith maneuver. Now that you're growing your business, you're no longer in the start phase, but you're growing and established, it is time to incorporate. Should you incorporate or not incorporate? 99% of the time, the answer is yes. There are two main reasons to incorporate. One is to protect yourself and your assets from creditors and from being sued. And the second is to defer and reduce your income tax. You really want to make sure you incorporate properly. A lot of business owners have to pay themselves to maintain their expensive lifestyle. When you're incorporated, anytime your money crosses that imaginary line, 24 to 54% of your money goes to the government. And this is why a lot of business owners are struggling, because a lot of money has to cross that line to pay for their mortgage, their investments, insurances, and well-being, including vehicles. There is a better way where you can move your expenses inside your corporation and including your investments. We had a client where we helped them get properly incorporated, and we set up a home line of credit with their personal house. Now, at the beginning of their business year, we take money out to pay off that line of credit, and then we put it back in just before their year ends. What's nice about that is they save a tremendous amount of interest that would have gone to the banks, and they reduce their personal taxes. What do I mean? Well, at the time, my client had a current mortgage, which is only roughly $330,000, but he was paying over $2,500 a month at an interest rate of 6.73. This equated to be over $31,000 a year. We replaced that mortgage with a home line of credit, and as I mentioned, we paid that down every year from his corporation, and then we put the money back. He saved not only the interest, but it reduced his taxes, where he saved over $31,000 a year. And with that extra money being saved, you can now invest more. And if you have a holding company or even an operating company, it's highly recommended that you have a properly designed whole life policy inside your holding company. This allows you to grow your money very tax efficiently, and there are ways to get your hard-earned money without having to pay personal tax. Until a flat tax is introduced, work with a team of independent experts and professionals that have your best interests in mind. As a Canadian, it is your right to pay no more or no less tax than what is required by law. There are simple and legal ways to drastically reduce your income and investment taxes that will help you optimize your financial future and give you the ability to focus on what's important to you. Tax avoidance is just smart financial planning. If you want to learn more, reach out to the experts at the IBCanadaGroup.com, where we can help you grow, control, and keep your hard-earned money instead of giving away to taxes, fees, losses, and the unknown.